morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever it may be that you're watching this video. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Renee with Blended Impressions, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a lantern. I'm going to make this lantern using Waterslide. I've already taken out the glass components, and what you do is I opened it up. On here there are tabs to hold the glass in place for all four pieces. I just bent them back, slid out the glasses. I have the glasses here. For this project, you need the lantern. You're going to need paper towel, alcohol, some water, Waterslide, a silicone brush, which will help with this, and I used clear glaze. Now, I've already prepped. What I did was I designed the images in Cricut Design Space, and because I wanted to be exact, I measured the glass for this particular lantern. They're all different sizes, so I suggest you measure. I measured the glass itself. I did a square. I did my design inside the square with the words, with the photo, and I flattened it. So you flatten the image, you do a print and cut in Cricut Design Space. Some people cut them by hand, that's fine. I use my print and cut in Cricut Design Space. So after you print it out, you then have to spray it with the clear glaze right here, Krylon clear glaze. There's two methods. You can spray it, let it sit 15 minutes, spray it again. Whatever you choose, you're going to do it 3 times. So I'd spray, let it sit 15 minutes, spray, let it sit 15 minutes, spray, let it sit 15 minutes. After you get it completely dry, you're going to cut it. Or you could spray and then use your heat gun to dry it if you want to expedite the time. But after you spray it, it'll come with the border for Cricut for print and cut. I take a Sharpie, and because I've sprayed it so much, my line is not as defined, so the machine wouldn't be able to find it. So I darken my line around the box around. Hold on one second. This is what it looks like. This was a mistake I did, but this is what it'll look like when it comes out of Cricut Design Space. After I sprayed and let it sit the 3 different cycles, I then take my Sharpie and go around here, darkening my edge as I did here, because it's going to read those markers when it gets ready to do the cut on the Cricut, on the cutter. So after I do the spray, sit, spray, sit, spray, sit, do the cut, then you pop it out, you got this, and then you're ready to go. So I did that I did each of those for my 4 panels, and then I also have my water here for the Waterslide hands itself. The first thing I'm going to do is clean my glass off with alcohol. You want to make sure it's really clean. And another thing, I'm sorry that I do here. What I did was I printed these reverse because I want the prints on the inside of the lantern and not the outside. I don't want hands touching it and getting body oil on it throughout time. So I put it on the inside. I'm going to put it on the inside. Clean your glass really good with the alcohol. These are not the best paper towels because it's leaving a lengthy film. But I just want to get it nice and clean. So I'm just going to clean it. You're going to clean all of them. And then the last one. Clean it off. Okay. I got them all clean. Now what I'm going to do is take my first picture, and I want to make sure I had this straight. Take the first picture, and then I'm just going to put it face down. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to put it face down in the water slide and let it sit, hence water slide. And the object is, when it comes out the water, the print is going to slide right off the paper. So you let it sit a few seconds or so. And just kind of check it. You can kind of tell. It's not you don't have to fight it or force it off. It's going to immediately just automatically come right off. So if you have to fight with it, that means it wasn't ready. So you put some water on the glass itself. Just let it drip. That's what I do. And then carefully just slide the paper from underneath the print. And that's going to go in the trash. Move it around, being gentle with it. When you get it where you want it, take the silicone brush and you're just going to rub it. You're just trying to get the water out, the excess water. I'm just going to rub it. I like to take my time with these because you have to be gentle. If you being rough, you end up ripping the paper and you got to start all over again. And it's just not worth it. And I'll show you, I printed my image flipped because this is clear. Now, had this been white water slide, you can't flip it because it's not going to show right. But because it's clear, I was able to flip it. And I think I got all the water out. I don't see any spots, water pockets. You have to let it dry. Take a look. Because it's got water. See? Now we have to let it dry, but I see some pockets right there. But there it is. Can you see it? I want to make sure you can see. And I'll just take them. After I do that, I'll just damp it. While I'm doing that, I can take my second one. and let that one. Like I say, I printed mine reverse because I wanted the print on the inside. And not the outside. I wanted to protect it. That's one down. Second one. All 4 panels are not the same size. The 3 panels are, and the door panel is usually smaller. And that's usually the case on all lanterns. Get some water. Slide it off. Just move that over to the side. And then you can easily slide it around until you get it where you want it, which I think this is pretty much where it's going to be. My silicone brush, and just lightly real light for each of them. Make sure it has no, and then I'll just the ones with the white background are really pretty also. The white background, the picture probably is a little bit more defined, but this person wanted to be able to see the light, the whole candle pedestal in the lantern, so I had to do transparent water slide. You have to be real gentle with it because it is fragile. If you don't use the the glaze, the clear glaze, it's even worse. So make sure you use the glaze because then it gives it a protective coating when it's cut. Got a few. If you look at it, you can tell there's a few there was a few pockets in there. Let that one sit. Go with the third one. That's the smallest. We're going to go with the next large one. I just kind of keep looking back just to make sure it's not creating any havoc for me anywhere. That's pretty much. You make sure the entire water slide is submerged because it needs, like I say, it needs to just slide off. Let's put the water on there, lay the image down. Now, I will tell you, if you're trying to put a picture of someone on here where they have words on their shirts, the flipping won't work because then it's going to look weird because the words in the photo. But these are just pictures, so, I mean faces, so I was okay with flipping it. But had it been a person standing up with the phrase on a shirt, then it would look awkward. So you kind of have to use your judgment on flipping or not flipping. But if you can't flip it, then you would be putting it on the outside of the glass. But I flipped it because I wanted it on the inside. These make really neat gifts, keepsakes, not only for in memory of loved ones. They'll make a nice wedding gift, Mother's Day, especially if people like the candlelight, the ambiance of the candle. Now, I don't use real candles in these. I use the battery, the flameless. Form. But just clean it, dry it. Be careful with your brand of paper towel too. This is real linty paper towel. See, when the light shines behind it, the white would give it more defined, but it depends on the look you're going for. There's nothing wrong with the clear. It just depends on what look you're going for. Let me go back over here to this one because it looks like I'm getting bubbles in it. Then the last one. It dries right onto there, so after the water is gone, it's a little bit easier to kind of move it around if need be. That's on the outside. Last one. Whoa. Now this one I left in there a little too long. That's why I just picked it up this way. I went to pick it up and I saw it was still sitting in the water. The paper was gone, but the image itself. So just be careful when you're lifting it. This one, because of the way the protective triple clear glaze dried on there, it has like a textured effect. I didn't do that on purpose. I'm not even gonna lie, I did not do it on purpose. But it looks nice. That's actually more than likely probably because I sprayed too much. And then I used my heat gun to dry it. But it does not look bad, so. Gives like a beveled look. Just make sure all the water pockets are gone. And then after you've done that, it's time to reassemble the lantern. Turn the lantern on. This is going to be the last one I put in. Okay. There it goes. And then you just use your hands and reseat the tabs to hold the glass in place. I use my Cricut spatula sometimes. It's easy that way. I'm going to put the ladies on opposite sides. So I'm going to put the young gentleman here. There's a method to this, I promise. And when I figure it out, okay, there we go. You just have to be real careful when you're reseating this glass. Why are you not going back? Wait a minute. Now, I took these out of here. I promise I did. And for some reason, there's a ledge up in the top of there. Okay. There we go. From the bottom. Push them in there as tight as you can because you don't want the glass falling out. And then this side. Seat it in there. There we go. Close it up. I'm sorry, my head is in the way. Close it. And then the door panel. There's the lantern. Let me grab a candle really quick. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to go get a candle. Got the candle. Turn off the light so you can see. And there you have a lantern. There's all four sides. And it's done. Once again, please like, subscribe to my channel. I'll be dropping more videos of how to more often now. Thank you so much.